Oh, hey there, everybody. Voyager episode 1 and 2 Caretaker. It's considered one of the best pilots, which I don't disagree with, because Encounter and Farpoint and the Emissary, they weren't great pilots. Next Generation and Deep Space Nine didn't start off on their greatest episodes. They got great later on, and Caretaker is a pretty complete story. I think Enterprise Broken Bow is probably the best pilot of a Star Trek show. It's a really great pilot. But yeah, Caretaker is a good pilot. But the rest of the show obviously doesn't match up to Next Generation or Deep Space Nine. But as a pilot, it's a good pilot. But you can't talk about Caretaker Voyager without addressing the controversy about it. Why did Captain Janeway strand Voyager in the Delta Quadrant? She destroyed the Caretaker array. Instead of getting home, she destroyed it to save the Ocampa. And the reason it's a controversy, it's because Voyager writers, they're kind of asleep at the wheel when it comes to the big picture. I mean, Voyager has some really good stories. Voyager has some really good episodes, some really good writing. Obviously some sucky ones too. It's not the best Star Trek show, but Voyager has some really good episodes with really good writing. But a lot of times the writers are asleep at the wheel when it comes to the big picture. When you look at the big picture, if you are a dedicated Star Trek fan, you know that Star Trek Voyager Caretaker came out in January 1995, and in May 1995 the Deep Space Nine episode To the Death came out, which was about a ragtag band of Jem'Hadar rebels taking control of an Iconian gate in a Gamma Quadrant system, and Cisco and Wayun and Ometi Clan, I think the Jem'Hadar first was called, they had to stop them, because that ragtag band of rebels could have taken over the entire Dominion with an Iconian gate that they could step through as persons. And the Caretaker array, it's an escalation of the Iconian gate, because you can't just step through as persons. You can send entire ships, and obviously the Caretaker array, it has the ability to look across the galaxy, otherwise it couldn't have pulled ships in. So if you have control of the Caretaker array, you can look at any planet, see, oh, this planet is defenseless right now, send ships there. And imagine the big Kazon ships. They obviously don't have state-of-the-art technology, they don't have transporters, replicators, whatever, but they are immensely powerful. They could easily not only hold their own against Voyager, but inflict serious damage on Voyager. So imagine the Kazon have the ability to look at any planet in the galaxy, see, oh, this planet is defenseless right now, let's send one of our big ships, or 2 or 5 of our big ships there, plunder everything, destroy everything, take over everything. If they have that power over the Caretaker array, they can take over the entire galaxy. Just going by the logic of the Deep Space Nine episode To the Death, if a ragtag band of Jem'Hadar can take over the entire Dominion with an Iconian gate, imagine with the Caretaker array, if they can look at any planet they want and decide, okay, weak defenses there right now, let's send 5 ships. That's incredible power, and there shouldn't be any controversy about that subject, because that's an insane amount of power just to be able to look at any planet in the galaxy, no matter if it's Earth, Romulus, Beta Z, Kronos, Borg worlds or Dominion worlds or Cardassia Prime Voyager. They can look at any planet and see, oh, defenses are weak right now. Let's send 5 big Kazon ships, destroy everything, steal everything, take over everything. That's an incredible amount of power. So Voyager, the problem was that, yeah, the writers were asleep at the wheel when it comes to the big picture. Dedicated Star Trek fans who know something like the Deep Space Nine episode To the Death know that that's an incredible amount of power. Dedicated Star Trek fans know that, but casual fans who look at it think, why just for those Kappa? Like, that's very noble, but why didn't they just get home and send a delayed charge to destroy? And no, don't take any risks that your delayed charge fails. Don't take any risks, don't take any chances. Destroy that damn thing. That is too much power for anyone. If an Iconian gate for a ragtag band of Jem'Hadar is too much power, imagine the Caretaker array that can send ships anywhere, and look where to send them. That's an insane amount of power. But no, the Voyager writers never mentioned that. They could have put 30 seconds of dialogue mentioning it into any episodes across the entire 7 seasons. They never mention it. It was always just about, saving the poor Ocampa. No. Obviously the Caretaker array, the way it was portrayed, is like 1 billion times more powerful than just being a threat to the Ocampa. It's a threat to everybody in the entire galaxy and beyond. If you have control over that, you can take down every civilization in the galaxy and beyond. So that's like the sign of Voyager writers. They could write really good individual episodes, but they were really asleep at the wheel when it came to the big picture. And that's why the controversy exists in the first place. Like, fans who know, like, the Deep Space Nine episode To the Death know there should be no controversy, because obviously having control over the Caretaker array is an insane amount of power, and Voyager should not take any risk with delayed charges or whatever crap. They should destroy it immediately. Destroy the thing immediately. Take no risks. Take no chances. Nothing. Destroy it. There should be no doubt, no discussion, no controversy. Destroy it immediately. If it falls into the wrong hand, if there's a 0.00001% chance that your delayed charge won't work, it's too big a chance, because that's the most insanely powerful device you can imagine. So don't take any chance, destroy it immediately. There should be no controversy about that, no discussion, no debate. Obviously that thing needs to be destroyed immediately. Shouldn't be an issue. The reason it became an issue, because they never mention it. You had to deduce from watching Deep Space Nine, and that was kind of weak. And that is weak on the part of the writers, that they made it about saving the poor Ocampa. Obviously it was about saving the entire galaxy. That was weak on the part of the writers, but obviously there should be no controversy, no debate, no discussion. That thing needs to be destroyed immediately. If it strands Voyager, that's how it is. And yeah, that sets up the show. And the show kind of starts really grim and dark. First, the crew gets killed. That we first get a bit familiar with the Betazoid pilot and the doctor and the first officer. We first get a bit familiar with them. They get killed, and it's kind of dark. and it obviously doesn't reconcile with the really fluffy, really good feeling rest of the show. But it's okay. It's actually okay because I mean, I didn't like Voyager first time I watched it because of that exact same reason. It started off with a really dark, good premise, and then got really fluffy, really light, Star Trek light, Next Generation light, and it put off a lot of people, including me. But when I watched it the second time, I kind of liked that aspect about it because it's like that Futurama Star Trek tribute episode where Fry says Star Trek, when he didn't have any friends, it made him feel like he has friends, and that's the strength of Voyager. It gives you that really familiar feeling, that really comfortable feeling, like this is a place as a Trekkie you want to be. You want to hang out with these people, be with these people, experience their adventures with them. It's a really good, comfortable feeling, and that's the strength of the show. But it took me a second watch of the show to appreciate that feeling, because obviously first time you watch it has that really dark premise, and you think it's really going to be a really intense story, and then it turns into complete fluff. Really puts you off, and at the same time in the 90s Deep Space Nine is on, so you say okay, I'd rather watch Deep Space Nine for my Star Trek. So it took me a second watch to really appreciate the kind of feel, because at first it was like, okay, I'm just going to watch Deep Space Nine, and anyway Babylon 5 is also showing, and if I'm bored I can watch other shows. The 90s were really great for sci-fi shows, lots of sci-fi shows in the 90s. So Voyager in the 90s wasn't really necessary, but the second time I watched Voyager I was like, this is fun, this is a good show. It is a good show. I mean, it has some poorly written stuff, but it is a good show. It's a really good feeling show. There's a lack of that nowadays. It's a really good feeling. You watch it and you're like, it makes you happy. It's a good show. And yeah, it starts off with that dark premise and that controversial decision that is only controversial because they neglected to mention the impact of what they did. But if you watch it again, if you watch it a second time, it's a good, comfortable, nice show. So you should enjoy it. It's a good pilot. It's not as cool as Enterprise Broken Bow, but it's a good pilot, and it sets up a good show, which you may not think the first time you watch it, but if you watch it another time, like if you get familiar with Voyager, it's good stuff, and it should be recommended as good stuff. It's great Star Trek. I will always recommend Voyager. It's difficult to get into because it turns from promising something dark and intense to going complete fluff. It's jarring at first, but once you get used to it, it's a really cool show. A really cool pilot to a really cool show. Really enjoyable, really fun, really good. Good characters, good story, good atmosphere, good ambience. No grounds to complain. So yeah, definitely, if you aren't into Voyager yet, get into that, and if you are into the controversy why Janeway destroyed the Caretaker array, watch Deep Space Nine again. Season 3 to the death, you'll understand. Now that I made the connection, now that I connected the dots for you, like, yeah, it's not a controversy, it's not a discussion. Obviously that thing needed to be destroyed. So yeah, get into Voyager, start with Caretaker. It's a cool show, cool pilot. Get into it, great stuff.